Hello, everybody. That was a request for talking about forgiving yourself. This is a very powerful thing that you will understand at some point of your journey in your life. Forgiving yourself for the mistakes you did, forgiving yourself for the things that you did, forgiving yourself for all that goes on. All it actually is going to do inside of you, that is going to open up. If you see the picture, it's going to make your inner child happy, your inner child from within, because that way you are releasing the grudges against your own self, that grudges of your imperfections, the grudges of I could have done it better, I could have done things right, I could have get for it. And you're understanding that by doing it this inside of you, you're actually allowing yourself to move forward within your life. That forward could be with you, that forward could be with other people, but you eventually is going to have reflections of that forgiveness, because if you don't forgive yourself, you won't be able to forgive others. If you still have grudges within people, why? What is that part inside of you that did you wrong? Today I was watching one great video, which is I share it on a Facebook. Actually, I'm going to be sharing it that video here. For it is talking about the inner peace. So, with that being said, I want to recognize Erica that she comes so far to the chat. We had a great chat last night. Actually, the chat was very great there. We were in the live chat on the Facebook from 8 p.m. my time to 1 o'clock in the morning, talking about 5 hours. Great, great time. We had a great time. I want to kind of like say thank you to all of the people who came into the live chat, because there that conversations was mature. That conversations was in a very good overall energies we're talking about of getting at the things right and so on. So today's topic was picked up by CC. So CC, thank you for coming in. Hi Natalia, thank you for coming in. And forgiveness. I wrote the quote: "If you cannot forgive yourself, you won't be forgiving others." In the path of the forgiveness inside of you, though, that forgiveness will help you, will make your inner child happy. Why? Because your inner child, it is bad, it is angry, it's working within. But the path of the inner work of to reach that inner peace, you're gonna find out that thing, that moment that you have to forgive yourself for the things that you did. You have to forgive your own sins. You have to forgive your own doing. You have to forgive all the wrong knowledge you have. You have to forgive yourself for all this, because that way you release this path of your old life to move into your new life. Forgiveness is a very powerful tool. Without forgiveness, that is going to lead you to the inner wisdom internally to your own self. You need to understand, before you do things with others, you have to do the things from within you, because that way, once you've done it from within you, you know how to help with the doings with others. Hi, Rich. Thank you for coming in. For um, Appreciate that you're here. For I won't put you again in a spot. Love you, brother, because forgiveness that we had together with you there in Chicago actually helps a lot to talk about this topic. Yes, there will be a people who's gonna be transgressions against you in a very meaningful way. in a very kind of like situations from, and you will see that you have to forgive them, but you also forgive yourself inside, and then you continue to love them the way you are, your energies, your situations, and you are overcoming things. So, Cece, thank you for the questions. How can I rephrase forgiveness as an actions? Forgiveness in actions. Forgiveness in its actions. That is a um, if you look at it, the forgiveness, it is about forgive, you to give. Well, what do you give? An action. And actions, that forgiveness, if you look at it inside of you as an actions in there, it is about like instantly to overcome your internal self of the things that you did towards you. But in actions, that is a when things that happened for it from others, and you cannot forgive yourself that you put yourself in these situations inside. It is about. Give me 1 second. And Sensei, please come here. Where are you coming from? The doggy. Okay, go on. Ah, there you go. So what I mean in actions is the actions that you value the inner peace inside of you more than going in the war of not forgiving yourself. That is a path of internal war inside of you. Let's say you taught something, you did something, you learned something wrong, and so on. And now, uh, with that energies inside of you, when you look at it, you begin to give. This is a like a secret energies within the giving. You're giving yourself the permissions to correct yourself. And when you correct yourself, you forgive yourself for the things that you don't know. Okay, that is it. When I look at you in your past, within your own life, within your own energies, within your own way of processing inside of you, you see this. It is kind of like a very fine energies. They are going to be flowing. And when you forgive yourself, you make that inner child happy inside of you. Uh, Thought. What is a thought for you, CC? Okay. I mean, here Natalia says maybe with compassion you can forgive with action. Well, actions is coming from thoughts of your thought patterns inside of you. So the actions that you actually performing with others will show you the quality when you forgive them, the quality of forgiveness from within you. If you don't have forgiveness towards your own self, you will not have forgiveness towards others. You won't be able to give this unconditional love or unconditional forgiveness, unconditional situations. And we're talking about when this is coming for an actions. Okay, imagine that, for example, someone did very, I mean, disrespectful things towards you, very disrespectful things for you. You're not going out there and you are not doing the things that you put them and show them like how bad they were, what is all this, and you going in and you asking for clarifications and so on and so on. But deep inside of you, if you're in anger, you're expressing that wounds inside of you. Actually, you're expressing what's going on inside of you. It is good to release it in a some form because you don't. keeping at that. But when you look at it inside of you, if you did the wrong actions inside of you, why did you do them? That didn't make you in peace. And when you look at in there, inside of it, okay, you overcoming that. And then you forgiving, but you're not anymore talking about this. You're just forgiving. Because the part of a forgiveness within yourself is to forgive and forget. Because if you don't forget, you didn't forgive. They're both going together for it. And in the thought pattern of understanding this will create the actions of forgiveness. Okay. Um, this is how I'm talking about the thought. That is it, the thought of you. Why would you forgive? Why does forgiveness exist? Uh, yes, you cannot forgive yourself if you don't understand what forgiveness is. So, what the forgiveness is? What is the forgiveness inside of you? You to actually go ahead and allow the things that create outside sources that create that war inside of you. You forgive that the person did transgressions. You forgive your transgressions from within yourself. Forgiveness within the deep, within the roots inside of you, is the desire not to create wars inside of you, the wrong patterns, the wrong situations, the wrong thinking. For example, forgive yourself when you are in a deep depression, and that deep depressions, you went out and knocked yourself out with an alcohol, or went out into the um, whatever you did. If you're masculine, you probably did some, all kinds of situations in there, and you kind of like destroy things because that destructions from within you. Your base actions that you create as a destructive patterns, you did. That's what, in a nutshell, the forgiveness, if you look at it deeply within you, it is. For example, people got lost in their life and they had this way of life that they did create something. But now you found yourself in the right path. When you become an awakened, what do you need to do? You need to forgive yourself the things that you did because you did not know the things as an awakened situation, CC. So, in a nutshell, forgiveness is actually you to receive from yourself that love of, okay, I did the mistake, I did the errors, I did all this, but now I'm different. Now I can change. I will not allow this past, this wrongdoing, this sins to prevent me to become my higher self. This is to forgive. Forgive, if you look at the words, is you to give this to yourself. You owe this to yourself. Your own personal internal forgiveness inside of you. It is a hard to do it. Forgiveness to your own self. It's probably one of the hardest things because you may have the shame of the things that you did. You may have a guilt of the things that you did. You may have all these lower energies inside of you. But when you look at within yourself, it's like, you know what? I forgive myself from within me because of me, because of my love. And you will see how the inner child inside of you is going to be raised up. That's why I put these pictures in there. The difference between forgiveness and acceptance. Acceptance is when you actually accept the things the way there is. While the forgiveness in there, they're both working together, but there is a slight difference. Forgiveness, it's coming with forgive and forget. You not going anymore to that past because your past is a lesson that you learn. Okay, lessons learned in there. Uh, lessons learned right there. It is about you get that actions forgiveness for. And Sissy, don't feel sad about this. Okay. Um, don't don't go in that energies there. Even Sensei is crying. Okay. So the universe brings the people here to the chat. I don't bring them in, CC. The universe. If the people feel like they have to be here, they know what is. But there is a one thing I know, and I want to tell you, CC, that the quality, when it goes higher, the less people it is. That is it showing you the right path. That it shows that the right path in there. Because most people, they don't look for internal from within themselves, they're looking at the outside sources. But what we're talking about here is point out everything that it's from within. Okay. The acceptance that you're understanding the wrongdoings because of within yourself, and you find that inner peace within you. That is the forgiveness in there. Uh, and that forgiveness is actually is gonna be the path of you falling forward in life. Your past is your past, but you have to feel comfortable if the past comes to hunt you down. That's how you will know you forgive yourself, because you are not your past. You are your present. And this is why the forgiveness to yourself is a crucial of living in the moment, because a lot of the people, they don't move in the path of evolutions because they don't live in the moment. They still living in the past, they still living back in there, they still going within the situations. Ansley, thank you. Glad to for being here. And when we're talking about forgiveness within yourself of the actions that you did, can you imagine you've been mad as a kid that you wanted to gum and they didn't buy you the gum? And ever since, you are mad when other people, they don't go towards within you. There are little gum situations in there. There are little anger in there that you didn't got. Open up the anger you're feeling within your life. Down the road, that same anger begins to pass into other people, begins to rise up that anger inside of you, begins to rise up in your relationships with others, and you damage other people. Then that anger grows up. You did more mistakes within your life. You went and you do all the crazy things, maybe doing some so situations. And now when you awaken, you're going back into your timeline to your past and you look at it. That all started with one piece of gum. Can you forgive yourself for everything that you did from that moment of that piece of gum that somebody didn't buy to you? To what anger you did to all those peoples in your life in there. And when you do that, you fix that anger issues inside of you, and you are not angry anymore because you understanding for within. But you gotta forgive yourself of these whole situations, because one piece of gum didn't worth it. All this inside. Okay. So why human wise forgiveness is so hard, but so don't even know the alphabet. The human ways wise, it is one thing. Actually, today I was watching it. I was wondering about this inner peace achievement that some of us got. Yes, Sensei. Oh boy. Who did he sells now? His girlfriend, maybe. Sensei, Sensei. He's talking too much. You can hear him. I love the dog so much. But why forgiveness is so hard? I was looking at this video today. Actually, you know what? While we're talking about this, I'm going to give you this video and make sure it's the one right here. There it is. So he's talking about there that we learned things back in the days. He's talking about all the way back to Adam and Eve when they decide to eat the fruit, not from, they decide to eat the fruit not from the tree of life, but the tree of knowledge. And here it's us. We dealing with, instead of going with the flow of life, which is the tree of life, the tree of wisdom that is in there, we are going and acting of this knowledge. But how you get your knowledge? You get to knowledge from others. You get to knowledge from situations. While the real knowledge, it's coming when you're in the inner peace. Uh Curling inside you. I'm curling because there is a, I slept for, I don't know, my biology clock is so whacked out right now. I never felt like this before. I have a very hard time about keeping up when to sleep, when to go, and it's so on. And I don't know, it's something it's readjusting within me ever since I come back from Miami. And I have a hard time. At the same time, I'm on a very beautiful state of inner peace. So there is something goes on with the biology adjustments. Something goes on behind the veils, and I let the changes within peace. But talking about this, would you forgive yourself that you act on the base of knowledge instead of act on the way the life is? What is the tree of life and what is the tree of knowledge? Searching it inside of it, in that video, he's talking about that this little clue about divine unions is about everything that is there. Actually, I've reached out to him and it's like I made a comment in there that I would love to talk to him about it. But with that being said, in there, with all this right now, it is the wisdom of following the path of life, not the path of the knowledge that you learn, because knowing things and living things is different. So right now, with all the processes, the changes that comes in inside of this new, I mean, come on, we've been doing it this live chat for a year right now, and these new energies of inner peace, these new achievements within ourselves, these new things inside of it, inside of us. Uh, that is the energies of beauty. Where is your worries right now? Where is the things are? But the path of forgiveness is powerful because that way you forgive yourself about things that you did, the original sins that you did. You may go back inside of yourself and free this. It's deep. And it's hard, but it's simple. It is simple. It has forgiveness is attached to let go. Very much that power of let go. Because the forgiveness within you about yourself, it will lead to forgive others. Would you forgive your twin flame that they're like, don't want to know what they're doing? Would you forgive yourself that you did not know what you were doing in your journey, in your spiritual journey, in your situations, and so on? Would you forgive your parents? Would you forgive your grandparents? Would you forgive the wars that happened thousands of years ago, that damaging people? Would you forgive there was no peace in the earth? I was wondering when I woke up this morning what it was these energies that I felt inside, and I had to search for this. I had my morning coffee, but my morning coffee was a talking about at 2 o'clock p.m. for it. So for me, that was yes. But when you look at it, that forgiveness, you forgive down the lines inside of you, and all of a sudden you have nothing to judge anymore. Forgiveness, when you forgive from within yourself, you stop judging. First, you stop judging yourself, then you stop judging others. You just accept things the way they are, and your actions of forgiving yourself is going to come out to forgiveness of others pretty much and instantly. It's going to help you to overcome this. And thank you, brother Rich, for being who you are. Do you think that it's easy? Yes, it is. And it's hard when you follow your top parents on that. And this is why forgiveness is like beautiful, beautiful thing. It opens the energies within yourself for. Okay. And thanks, Rich. I put in Rich because there is personal things that he saw about within my personal life in there that I was practicing this forgiveness. Now he knows the things the way it is. It's different when you're talking, but seeing it in actions is completely different story. And it's not about me to make myself within this, but on that part inside of you, when you forgive yourself, you're gonna be having forgiven for others. If you don't forgive others, there is something inside of you don't forgive itself. So it seems forgiving yourself is the ladder we need to take to rise and become the butterfly from the cocoon. Yes, actually, that is a tied up from forgiving yourself from the freedom of the cocoon. Because if you look at it, your past is that cocoon, while your new future is the butterfly. And you're totally correct right there, CC. But the purest truth is forgiving yourself for your past. And even if somebody brings your past into the surface, you're like, yeah, but I correct myself so that past doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, that is your problem, not mine. And here is like you're not lost anymore, yes. But looking at within yourself, that sets you on a path of learning and open up your soul a little bit more because your inner child is connecting to your soul, to the freedom of that inner soul, from the beauty of the inner soul. Do you know what beautiful this is? That you instantly forgive others. Instantly. And people just like What the heck? That's the power of love. Self-love first from within you, that love it is passing to others. But would you forgive your grandparents? Would you forgive your parents that they didn't did the right thing within you? How about you forgive yourself that you choose those parents? Why were you there in the first place? You to do the things in that bloodline so you can rise it up that bloodline again. You're the right seed, but you have to grow somewhere. You have to be in some place to grow in there. You have to be on the outside of that environment. But when you do that, I'm talking about the black sheep inside of it. Are you gonna forgive yourself at that moment? The negative has loss, and we forgive the good, and we forgive. Yes, yes, it is. But that is a rewarding. That is a rewarding because the reward after that forgiveness is actually the inner peace. You can achieve that ultimate inner peace inside of you if you don't forgive, especially yourself and others. I used to see the people, now I see muscle and bones. Um, Talking about seeing the people right now, currently the society the way it is, I see the people more focused in the survival mode, material situations, and so on. But the most happiest moments is when I see the people inner souls. The more I begin is when I see people in the state of inner peace. And yesterday we had the chat, and I was so happy to see Erica within that inner peace inside. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is because it is what it is. In peace. What is that gonna give you if you don't forgive? You're still gonna be recycling the same experience over and over and over. You're still gonna be stuck in the same place over and over and over because the forgiveness that you're not doing it inside of you. It's like you want to move forward, but you chain yourself for the tree and you wonder why not moving forward. Forgiveness is when you catch yourself, you are angry for something, you're fighting for something because you're acting on a based out of a knowledge. How about acting on the way of life is? See how your actions is going to change. But you have to learn that when you're crossing to that path of acting on the way the life is, you have to forgive yourself on the way of the path you were learning through a knowledge. That is a part of the divine wisdom from within. Yeah, I had to practice this, guys. Don't want to kind of like a share personal experience because it's involving other people and so on. But practicing this in there and showing it in a practice within that it goes on inside of you. You know what the award will be? The inner peace in your soul, in your inner child. You are going to be rewarded later on because you're going to be ready for things to cross over. One of the last things that you are probably going to do is exactly this, forgiving yourself, but you're also forgiving others. And you're going to be ready to move on. You're going to be ready to move on. Hey, Wonder Nanda, thank you for coming in. So now, if you have some questions or any ideas about chat tomorrow, I don't know what time the chat will be because my biology clock is really out of whack. I want to tell you this. I never felt this like that. I don't want to say that it's just freedom within. Mm, I don't know. It's an adjustment. I'm still looking inside of it to establish something. But right now, I feel like I'm free. Okay, I'm free to do the things that I have to do. I freed up myself. Sensei, thank you. Come here. What is it? He's breaking my heart when he's crying for his friends. Or his cat. He loves the cat. Sensei. Sensei. What is it? What is it, my friend? Who is there? Michael. You love Michael? Okay. Okay. As we talk about forgiveness, actually, I have the opportunity to meet my ex-boyfriend, who, after we spoke for a while, asked me to forgive him for all the pain he caused me in the past. You can forgive him, Natalia, but you gotta explain it to him. Can he forgive himself? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful when the people ask for forgiveness. Okay, it's good to be for forgiveness if they ask for that for, but intentionally damaging things and then intentionally asking for forgiveness without you realizing the things is not going to help. It's not going to work. When you with the pure intentions, damage person, knowingly that you damaged them inside of from within you, and then intentionally asking for forgiveness so you can feel better. That is a one path of relationships with others inside of it. You can forgive people. The question is are they going to forgive themselves? There was this little story talking about forgiveness. There was a man who passed away, and he went to God and he asked God, it's like, hey, God, forgive my sins. God was okay. I'll forgive your sins. And here we go, going to the paradise. Well, the week passed by, and the guy goes to God and it's like, God, give me my sins back. I want to go to hell. He goes into the hell. He stays there for a week, come back again. And he's like, God, take the sins away again from me. I don't know what I'm doing in there. And he went back into paradise. He comes back later. He's like, God, what I'm doing wrong? You took my sins away, but I don't have my inner peace. And God told him, did you forgive yourself? Even in the state of paradise, if you don't forgive yourself, you're not going to have peace inside of it. Even in the paradise state, even in the paradise energies inside. So talking about that, his vulnerability, that he speaks the truth, is prove you a lot of things inside of it. But he wants to find out the inner peace inside. And this is why I was talking about it. The masculine energies will come out and show up their vulnerability. But that is the strength as a real man. Most men are cowards. They will not ask situations. They're going to be holding grudges. They're going to be and so on and so on. But with that being said, I'm very happy for you that he does that and you feel the truth from within and you forgive him and you are able to move on with this. The question is are you going to be forgiving yourself that you got in that relationship with that ex-boyfriend and what did you did there for within? Because within two partners, when it exists the interdependence and the inner peace in there, they do things so they don't have to forgiveness later on. But that's a whole another way of path of within. They don't create drama, so they don't deal with drama. They don't create situations. They're evolving in the situations. There is not like you have to do this for me. We're doing this together with us, for us. As a whole another path that it's going to be revealed pretty soon. I'm still looking into these new energies to what happened in the past 6 months of the new energies, because there is a lot of information since uncovered. But I'm happy for you, Natalia, that you experiencing this from within you. Okay? And the people have to forgive themselves for their own sake, as I said, is things inside of it. So something happened on the 11th of May, energy-wise. Actually, in the past weeks, that was the energies that Pluto was very powerful in this degrees of areas. He puts that tipping toe of the energies of Aquarius that was so powerful. He reveals us the first steps, the things that we need to go with in the new energies. And later on, after the May 11th and I'm talking about all this. I was traveling at that point inside of it. And one of the energies of the new way was exactly this forgiveness. Okay? And God's going to have someone watching you doing this. Yes. Go there. Okay. Cut off now here. There we go. That's better. So it is what it is. And when you doing forgiveness, actually, you're going to find out that the universe is watching you in the form of someone who's going to walk with you during this process. And the reason you're going to find out that forgiveness is there because you're passing that forgiveness energy during that process to somebody else. And I was happy to have that experience. I was happy somebody's watching me going into this forgiveness. I was happy to do it. It was partially subconscious when I did that forgiveness. But I followed the path of life, didn't follow the path of knowledge. It was an amazing, yes, it took a lot. I took a lot of hits when I'm not supposed to, but I keep forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. And when you learn it, it becomes a path of life. Then it becomes naturally state of you. I want to leave this with you guys today with this forgiveness because it's more honorable into your own self to maintain that inner peace inside of it from within you. That's going to bring you to a whole new level. Really. Yeah, but you give that power to yourself, CC. You give to your own self. Who is your self? Your inner child, your soul, your spirit, your heart, your body. And you're going to be tested on this forgiveness. But you give that power to yourself. You give that power. And Cici, thank you for that topic, actually. That helped me to realize what happened within me in the past months in there. Sometimes I feel like you're reading these energies. And I want to mention to you that I'm so happy of you actually. I see a progress within you, even we haven't spoke in a while, but I see great progress just through the energies of the chat. So sometimes I feel like, that freedom that we're getting, that the freedom that we ask, what's going to happen, Dio, when we end up to the end? Well, you guys have to know one thing. Every end is a new beginning inside of it. Sometimes feel like going it too high, too advanced for the things. But the more I found it, the more we go into this spiritual path of advancement. You know what the beautiful discovery is? The things are simple. We're making it harder. And the things actually simple. So forgive yourself. Get yourself in that simple state of the inner peace inside of you and go on. Go be yourself. Go be love. Go enjoy this life and follow the path of life, the way the life it is unfolding in front of you. Shine that light within the unknown and discovering who you are. When you discover who you are, forgive your old version of yourself. Because every new version, updated, upgraded version of yourself has to forgive the old version. That is the ultimate purge inside of you. This is why we went through this purging process lately. Yeah. I know some of you right now, it's like, man, that was a beautiful process. Yes, it was. And the universe picked the people to do this, not me. I was just a conduit. I was just the transmitter. I was just giving you those energies right now. So whatever you guys want to talk about it, if any of you have any ideas, let's talk about it. Hi Casey, you wrote me on the Facebook in there. I'm going to be answer what I can because I don't know. That inner peace inside of me right now is just does something within me, improves in me. I don't know. I never felt like this before. Hi Madonna, thank you for coming in. You need to walk, Dio. Walk. Yes. I'm talking about need to walk. Sometimes I feel like I have to walk away, like I have to walk away from uh, to allow you guys to do the things. But talking about walk, you need to walk in your bridge. You need to cross over to that amazing state, the bridge of going back. Why you want to go back into the source? What would the source will give you? What did the source give you in the beginning of creations? So right now I'm searching into this ancient wisdoms about the inner peace. I'm going to be doing some research in there because I have to understand how the heck I got in there in the first place. Because I need to understand things for the future. But that's what the walk I need to do. So feeling really connected, but no contact from my twin. Any suggestions? I will suggest you one thing that I know works 100% of the time, and I see this inside of it. Talking about whatever you're missing about within your twin is actually shows you the missing piece inside of you that you have to build it within. So when you build it, when you're ready for it, and when you do in there, what would you do when you're connecting them? How are you gonna be talking to them? Are you gonna have this inner peace inside of you? That is it. What you should look forward to it. Because if you have a war within you, don't bring that war to him. He doesn't deserve that. Okay. So looking inside of it, if you want to connect him, why do you want to connect in them? If you're connecting them for something that you think needs have to be fulfilled, you're connecting them for the wrong reasons. If you're connecting with him because he has to do something for you, is the wrong reason. But if you're connecting with him to give him the inner peace inside of you to him, that is a whole another ball game. Because that way you tell him one thing: I don't want you to provide for me. I don't want you to build for me. I want you to build with me together. It has a whole another difference in there because you're in a peace within, because you remove the needs, the wants, you're only allowing the love to exist in their positions. So if you're really feeling to connect to your twin flame, I'm suggesting you one thing: inner peace. Damn, this energy is so beautiful. Cece, I achieved that energy in Miami. So bringing that energy here into the chat right now is for you guys. That's kind of always been working with me. Experience it. The people there with me is seeing it, but also give that energies here, out in the public. Pass it on, because there is no more honorable and dignity inside of you as a soul to help others. That is the secret path of giving, because the universe giving to you, you give to others. But that way, the energies exchanged from the universe for giving to others is you taking it from the universe and you send it out to the universe. Maggie's crying, right? The cats are crying. Take it easy, Papa. Take it easy. I feel 100% at peace with whatever God has planned for me. I wish Him love and light, but I guess I need to figure it out if I'm missing something. Thank you. If you're missing something in there, what do you miss? Look inside of you, that missing portions of whatever that is. But with the desire of the need to talk with them, what the desire or what the situations, what the energies is telling you within. So, yeah. Natalia, Dio, this ex-boyfriend turned out to be someone's TF. We'll talk about that too, but he's pretty much scared of his DF. If you're scared, why you're scared? Why are you afraid? The fear, where there is fear, there is no love. But where there is fear, there is no inner peace as well. So look inside of, you can talk to him. Natalia, if this person wants to talk to me, you can go ahead, send him my way, see what he's afraid of. Okay. Erica, I have once my journey forgiving myself that I got my children. I got various veins. I got much love for my children and my body. I got peace. Exactly. When you forgive yourself, you got peace. Well, I dislike to disagree with you. However, I feel more than just Miami. It's much more, CC. It's much more. It's much more that was happening. Much more than that. There was the energies, there were situations, there was things, and so on and so on, and whole this journey. But that led to something more beautiful. So try not to sneak in my mind without my permission, Cece. I will gladly thank you for it. It is possible that we have this very emotional bond in the past, and now we're discovering that fact. Actually, yes. For talking about bonds and talking about soul family, don't mistake the things within the soul family. I'm doing my best to be friends with everybody, doing my best to be their brother, their father to some of you, okay, friends, and so on, okay? But you're learning the soul family path. And the soul family path is soul family path. You're learning there. He's sleeping. He was so magnetic to me as my TF, but very toxic. I mean, there's going to be some portions that we are going to be have to helping to each other with all this toxicity that we're talking about. In a lately, I'm talking about 5-6 years, the toxicity shows up its ugly head. It came out at the surface. If you're toxic, would you forgive yourself that you are toxic? But the only way you can prove to yourself is about this forgiveness, and you change your actions, because nothing gets confirmed until it's not performed. Nothing is really learned until it's not performed. So if it's a very toxic situations in there, why is it toxic? Where that toxicity coming from? To some people, the toxicity is inherited through the DNA. To some people, though, they learned how to overcome toxicity, but it's a part of the inner work. But if you're toxic and you realize yourself that you're toxic, you change yourself, you can repair the DNA and you can create different actions, opposite actions of what you've done before. But you will require to forgive the old toxic life you have. After the live chat yesterday, hearing you talking about the darkness of I am connected to, I woke up with a lot of sadness, spend time with God inside, feeling more in peace with what is. Actually, yes. You get in this energies in there, and I'm happy for you, Wonder Nanda, that you're feeling more because you sit down within the darkness, within your own shadow, within your things in there. So the sadness has a power, but within the sadness, you may find out things. I mean, that is it. That movie, Inside Out, I believe, was the kids' movie, The Power of Sadness, when a joy actually said, you know what? Now it's your time. I understand that you have to feel the sadness. You have to go through the grieving process. You have to allow these things. But if you look at it inside of you, the sadness leads you to the grieving process of your old self. And about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I went through this process myself, forgiving and grieving to my old self, to the old things there was. Yes, you're gonna missing things from your own self. But with that being said, you're looking forward to your new self, that it's more mature, more happy, more within your inner peace. So he was so magnetic to me as in my TF, very toxic. So you're attracting the same people, Natalia. He's a musician, good looking, and you know the rest. His toxicity was ego drive. Yeah, well, the ego drives. Okay. But we all got connected and given a chances to heal all this. Question is that I find out that actually yesterday I had a very good astrology talk with Matthew. Matthew's coming here, and also he's in the chat of the astrogravitational report. We talk about pretty much a good hour and a half about astrology. Okay, and it's talking about soul family energies, but we're also talking about purging this, removing this, forgiving yourself, and it takes a lot of work. Okay, but with that being said in there, it is about that the toxicity is ego driven, while the inner peace is spirit driven. And what are you looking for in life? Because everyone wants to achieve peace one way or another. Casey, I completely understand now how everyone played their role in my awakening, even my twin. It humbles me to see the vastness of the roles we play. We're truly connected to everyone. Exactly, we are all one. We are all one. You're welcome, Wonder Nanda. He's snoring. Pop is snoring. He doesn't budge. There was definitely a shift in the consciousness as of Friday. I felt it. Yes, there is. That is it, the new path that shows up right now. That is it, the new energies in there. You walked into the new energies. You feel that shift in consciousness. You experience that shift of consciousness. All begins within you. Yes, talking about the energies right now within the age of Aquarius is that transitions. It's a beautiful transitions. Actually, it's a very beautiful transitions. I think the society and the humanity need these transitions. But the transitions happens when it's starting with one. And this is why the video that I posted to you guys, for those of you that wants to figure these things out, he explains there why all it starts within you. Because that way passing to others. So yeah. All right, guys. So any ideas for a topic for tomorrow? If not, I'll asking the universe what the topic is. Natalia, one very interesting also happened while we were talking. Unknown people around us thought that we are a couple, perhaps we resonate the same frequencies. It's not a perhaps, you were resonating the same frequency. Happens when I'm talking to a twin flames before. It happens. Yeah. Sometimes when you do this for, yes, so nothing to worry. And it's actually pretty good because that talk, that collective energies that you have as a twin flames actually triggers people around. And I was wondering, what is this? And this is why they think you're a couple. You know, the power of the twin flames is that it doesn't matter if you're meeting together, you're going together, and so on. Our vibrations, they resonate so high. We are used to this. We are used to this as a twin flame. Okay, you're used to all that. But when you are with other twin flames out there, people would think that you're a couple. People would think that something goes on behind between you. People would think it is all so on and so on. But when you explain it to people what it is, the situations and so on, it's beautiful. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Natalia. All right, guys. This is what I had for you, and I want to close this. Okay. Fun to give. First to yourself, then to others. Universe, words arranged on written pattern. Universe, as you get more in line with the source energy, and then conversations. Yes. Actually, Vijay, thank you. Yes. Maybe we should talk about tomorrow relationship with universe. Maybe that's what's gonna be the talk. I will look at it more within the energies, astrology wise, see what is gonna be the best for us to talk. But something tells me we need to step more as a proactive actions in there to look with. But that inner peace energy is just Hakuna Matata. It means no worries till the rest of your days. All right, guys, this is what I'm going to leave you. Forgive yourself, go up, go move, go love yourself, go love others, and be loved, guys. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.